The following is a presentation of MRE Uno, Division 2.
Hello everyone and welcome to the final regional final of the February Flurry here in the Cocoa region. I am your host G-Man, and today we determine the final spot in the February Flurry Final Four between two players who I think have the most compelling stories to get there. Number 3 seed Sam England, who had a rough season in D1 last season, comes down to D2 and has a phenomenal showing throughout this first tournament of the season. And then number 4 seed Mark, who came oh so close to making the Final Four back in Acoustic August, makes it back to the regional finals here in the D2 major and looks to have another phenomenal showing after having probably his magnum opus of his career last round. But I'm your host G-Man. We have one spot left in the Final Four here. So you look at the bracket, we'll take a recap of this round so far. Start off in the dashing region with Luke Taco. Luke going on his dominant run. Taco unfortunately had no chance against Luke. 5-1 victory for Luke. He moved on to the Final Four. Then we took it over to Bree and King of Red in the bobsled region. Very chaotic stream that one was, but in the end, Bree was able to overcome the odds, become the 13th seed to make the Final Four in league history, and does so in their debut. Best rookie and last rookie remaining in the tournament. Winner of this upcoming match will face Bree in the Final Four, and then of course our last match, which happened on Friday. Early one, 8:30 a.m. Geo Nathan. That one was a back and forth, but ultimately Nathan was able to hang on in 9 to move on to the Final Four and continue what has been a very bizarre run from his end as he looks to go out with a bang. And of course, Sam England Mark going to wrap up the round here in what promises to potentially be one of the matches of the tournament. That's been what the build-up's been to. We'll see if that's what ends up happening, but it's a lot on line on this one. A lot of storylines going into this. We'll see what ends up happening. We'll jump to stream here. I'm joined by my co-commentator for today, Yoshi. We've talked about the lead-up for this. I think a lot of people have been very hyped for this match. Both England and Mark have they have a big story going into this match to make the Final Four. We'll go with you. From your perspective, we'll start with England. What has this run really meant for him in terms of his rebound with his career, especially with how unfortunate last season was and how this season has gotten off such a great start?
Yeah, I think this is a big statement for England. I mean, he really wanted to. I feel like he had some scenarios where he definitely had some rough games, but I think really just he was looking to turn things around in a way and really set his footing, and I think he was able to do that, making it this far. I think he is the player, the person. He's the farthest. He's the out of the D1 demoters. I think he's the farthest. He's the one who's gotten the farthest in this tournament. I'm pretty sure no one else has left. Yeah, no. So he is the best of the rest right now. We'll see if he can make a Final Four, which would be a first for him. And yeah, that's for England.
Yeah, and then we'll go to Mark here and get some slight input. Again, Mark was D2 last season. That's where he made his debut. Had a bit of a weak start to the season, but then towards the end really picked it up. And Acoustic August was a really great run for him. But remember, in that regional final game, he lost in Game 7 after having a slight bottle at the end. And when it came down to the D2 championship selection, a lot of people felt if he won that game, maybe he would have made it. I mean, that's points been repeated a million times over. But I mean, Mark has secretly been on a bit of a redemption tour this tournament and has throttled his way all the way back to the regional finals. But throughout his path, he's taken down rookie after rookie. This will not be a rookie going into this one. Any comments on how Mark is able to keep the train rolling and make his first Final Four in his career?
Yeah, this would be a huge win for Mark. I mean, I think you could argue this is his first test, but I think Evan was definitely a big test for him as well. Being one of the better rookies that, according to the commission, going into it, like hence why he was a 9 seed at the time. I think this is really where he's got to understand England's play style and try and make sure that he uses his play style as a way to counter it, and I think that's what he's been able to do pretty well so far. We'll see if he can get it done. I think it really takes is just a little really getting the edge in some of those skill based games with a little bit of luck on your side. I think that's really the key to success in this league. So um, we'll see what happens here. I feel like Mark has really shown himself. He started off pretty poorly with not showing up, with having to reschedule over something going on. But ever since then, he's been on point with the scheduling. So really, um, really good on the improvements on both ends. Really,
Yeah, we'll go to the players now here. We'll start with England, who is the higher seed. I mean, England, obviously the stuff in the future potentially going on. We're not going to discuss that here and now, but talk about the present. This has been a great run for you so far. I mean, again, we talked about D1 last season wasn't so great. Only got one win. You're already up to three. You're already up to 3 wins here, and have been on a roll so far throughout this tournament. Taking out some pretty strong names throughout this bracket, but you make it to the regional finals here, looking to make the Final Four to lock up that playoff spot. Any thoughts going into this match on what you need to do in terms of just the locking in and making sure you're in the right make sure you're in the right space to be able to get the job done here and close out the series for the Final Four. I may not have phrased that the best, but hopefully that gets the general point across. And I believe both players will be typing their answers today, so while England's typing that, we'll ask Mark also. Um, Again, Mark, this has been a really good run, but I think the main thing is you have been 3 for 3 and taking out rookies. England is going to be the furthest thing from a rookie here in this run. Any comments on what you need to do to either adjust or just stay the course in terms of getting this win here and making your first Final Four? And then for England, just relax, focus, adapt, do your job. It's been the goal of the entire tournament.
Thing for me, I just
Oh,
basically gotta wake up and log in.
okay, I was not expecting that, but Mark with the voice answer, and you heard it here first. So, um, yeah. With that being said, I think we're ready to go. Zion's gonna be our ref here. Will be the last time this tournament we have the advisor expansion be doing refing as the Final Four and finale. Across the league will be either Com or Pet of Refs, which is Nom. So, um, I guess for the last time this tournament, we'll hand it over to Cyan to. I mean, the game already got initialized, but it will be the first card start with England giving the call. So
yeah, yeah. Make sure to type that because it looks like England's doing the deafen strat here.
yeah, I mean, I think that's something some people do. I've done that sometimes. Sometimes just kind of making sure you're in just your own space, just to be able to focus on the cards is helpful. So England's gonna go with that. And sometimes even just
All right.
not hearing the commentators is helpful as well. So, blue sticks is going to be the start.
So yeah, we're gonna see. It's basically barrier between low and mid. So we'll see if we get some interesting set of cards here from both players. I mean, sometimes we could see lucky hands, but not as likely as anything lower than this. But we're gonna it's a clean blue 3.
Early draw from Mark, not necessarily great
Hmm.
draw on the blues here. Again,
Yeah.
best of 9, 1 power play. So, do have a
Okay.
bit through. Switch the green. And that will free up Mark a bit.
I feel like this is definitely a battle of players that have improved since their last showing. I mean, obviously Marcus had some good results last season, but obviously in the LCQ he didn't really do very well. Um, so, and obviously England being demoted.
Yeah, but I mean, again, if Mark makes the final four, he'll have that LCQ spot locked up. So even if the rest of the season goes to a complete disaster, he'll still have that guarantee there. So that's really what's at stake for both these players. Having that secured spot in the LCQ can be big because that's basically your ticket into what's essentially Tournament 5 in D2, where it limits the field to just the people who were close but not close enough to the D2 championship to have one last chance to make it.
Wow. Yeah, and it's an interesting situation here. We see them running down the greens. England actually switching to red. Probably a really good time switch. Not only is it forcing the draw on Mark, it could be the lock and key for England here. It's ooh, okay. It's just check and all it's so far he's on plan A and oh no.
Uno. And there's the
There it
call
is.
out. Okay, that's an
No,
early mistake from England. That's not what he needed, and he did it wrong both times.
yeah, I yeah. Well,
It's not what England needed here, and Mark's gonna go on a big run now.
yeah, he's able to switch. Oh no.
No
Oh
way.
no.
Is this just gonna be a complete reversal? Okay, no,
Oh,
not
okay.
gonna be that crazy. I mean, it's a crazy run, but not that
So,
crazy.
okay, so I guess even if the Uno was called, it would have forced England to draw anyway because of that change. So, okay, well, it just helps Mark knowing that England got extra cards off that. It would be kind of unfortunate if he got a +4 or something. Okay, no, it's just gonna be a yellow play. So does Mark have the check here? He does.
I think the biggest thing out of that is I don't think England would be able to finish the game anyways unless he got that had a
Number.
6, the number,
Yeah,
but
the number.
no
Nothing.
doubt.
Oh, it's
No.
not a game though. I mean, yeah, you would think it's a game after that, but it was a good defense, all things considered. Um,
I mean, he didn't really have the lineup there. I was wondering if maybe he was just kind of going with that. Obviously, again, as a defense, but maybe for the ending, just hoping for a slight bailout in terms of either a
hmm,
desperate switch or maybe just a wrong number placement. But
yeah, might have been trying to do a fade look and force and forcing England to switch when in reality, actually. Okay, well,
well,
which
that's not really gonna do anything. But keeps Mark low, but that's gonna keep us in draw city still.
yeah, it's crazy. Like you see these like sometimes you're in this game and you see Mark drawing a lot, but he still is only at 4 cards. I mean, uh, so you always have to be keep in mind when you make a switch. You have to really be careful about how you do things. We'll see if England gets it here. Sometimes he just goes aggressive in these draw cities. He's like, I'm just tired of drawing. Let me just throw this out. But we'll see if that actually happens here. I mean, no, he actually just has the red 9. Okay, so this should free up both players.
Oh,
Oh,
immediate slap in the face there. So throw two more on. Now Mark already back down to two.
so yeah, interesting because Mark was drawing on red earlier. Obviously, he's gonna get some now, but now we have to think about how much does he have left. I mean, that +2 might be an indicator that he doesn't have any more reds.
I want to mention also how
Uh,
Mark has also deafened, so now both players are deafened and just kind of in their own zone. So
yeah, that's just pretty interesting. So I can kind of like yeah, so it allows me to talk more freely about what I think they have. Um, so we'll see what happens here. I think I feel like England wouldn't mind going aggressive here, especially with market two, even if it's pretty obvious that he doesn't have any more reds. Or it could be a bait. You never know. So yeah, red eight. Let's see.
I mean, Mark has been prone to these double into draws, so we'll see. He has to
No.
switch to
Oh yes.
green, so I
So
actually don't
yeah,
think he
he
had any
got
more
the
red, but he
eight.
gets the switch.
Yeah. Wow. Yeah, it was definitely the right idea, unfortunately. But he goes for the undercut. Is that a mistake though? Oh no, it was a good move.
It ends up being a good move here. I mean, again, we say it's risky, but sometimes you have to take those risks because very well could have been green to the end, but
Right. Yeah, I mean Mark switching out of blue earlier. Definitely England trying to play the numbers game. And here comes a +2.
able to reap the benefits of getting that draw now as we puts Mark up to 4 with the
Okay,
double.
so blue 6.
So that's gonna tie it.
He gets back to green. I mean, here's the thing. England might have greens though, because I think he definitely played defensive by switching out of green at that very moment. Yeah, so this could help Mark, but I think England is also going to benefit as well. Oh man, and yeah, that might not have been the best switch here.
Yeah, might be an ill-advised switch here from Mark, especially if England can bring it down to 2. So you have 7 minutes 14 and
Oh my goodness.
7. So yeah, this might not actually work out for Mark here because Mark was the one who ended up initiating the switch here.
Oh,
Gets a
okay, that
red
should
7.
be good, I think.
Yeah,
Yeah,
there it is.
okay.
Yeah, that's gonna be a
Good
nice.
good move from Mark. There's really not much else he could have done there. But Mark England gets the 3. Best to not test that. If he gets the 3, that's just unlucky for Mark's end. But okay, now we're gonna keep drawing. Pretty close game. Only one wild's been played. Still waiting on some +4s to be thrown out, but I mean, I think Mark is more conservative with them. England kind of using them when he feels like the time is right. I feel like it doesn't have to be at the end or at the start or whatever. Mark's definitely more of a guy that tends to save cards than anything else. But here comes the switch into blue. At this point, it's really hard to tell what the hands they have at this point. I feel like England just going for these switches, really trying to secure the win at this point.
I feel like England's trying to thread the needle here. Blue +2.
Oh,
Is this Uno or game?
yeah, this is an interesting play. We'll see if this actually leads to the finish here.
He is typing a bit. I think this is definitely gonna be an Uno call. We'll see if he does the right typing this time. It's kind of been an issue. Green
Oh
+2. Oh man.
wow.
Does he finish the game out though? Because we've seen these times where people go down to this and then draw. Yeah, there it
No,
is.
he's
Green
got it.
skip to end it. So 9:15, the closeout game number 1. England goes up 1-0. Good back and forth there for the most part, but England gonna be the one who ends up coming out on top of that one.
I
Uh,
see. So yeah, so what I saw, so he had those 3 cards for a while. Mark getting that switch actually saved the game because yeah, I mean those switches definitely helped. It's just then he got the 3, the pretty lucky draws at the end.
I mean that's just kind of how it goes, especially when you kind of force that draw state. You just kind of have to run the roulette over and over again, and then eventually try to find something. But England was able to find that, get that blue switch. I mean, he saw I mean, pretty much a bail on the blue three, and then just able to run it from there, or maybe even just found the link up with either like a green plus two or something like that. But yeah, England with the win. England, any comments after that first game? Had a bit of a mistake early with the missed Uno call, but was able to recover from it and go up 1-0. There he is. And then while England's typing, Mark, any comments after that first game? Were close at times, just couldn't quite find the finisher there. But any comments going into game two?
I think I just got too greedy. I had +4. I should have used it earlier, but just gotta know that for the future.
All right, we'll see what England says here. Got lucky, made a mistake, was able to recover. All right, just kind of just simply how he feels with that one. But all right, we'll jump into game two here. Still gonna be England's call. Just
All
can't pick
right. Yeah, I mean, we talked about. I mean, well, I guess I did. I'll just say we. Like, It's funny because we talk about Mark wanting to opting to save ammo, and I think right, it's something where you have to really think about when to use it, when not to use it, because obviously saving it is like a good way to be like, all right, let me see what they play, what they're gonna do. But if it gets to a point where you see them switching a color, that's where you might need to raise the red flag and think about going for something. But we'll see what happens in this game.
Can't both players deafen. England does it right away. Mark waits a tiny bit after the game starts, but
The
it's
same
gonna
thing
be
as last time.
second game in a row where Mark draws on the first turn here. Just does not seem to have much on this initial color.
Yeah, yeah, he's going aggressive on these switches, which I mean you kind of have to if you want to play.
Yeah, England gonna be fine with it. Runs the red.
Okay, so of course we see England playing this cool, and now Mark's just trying to keep it into a color that he wants, and England can always find a way to get back into yellow if he wanted to. But for now, I mean, we're just gonna see what happens here. England does draw. All right. Now, what can Mark do with this? Can he get the switch, or is he gonna try and keep these reds going? Yeah, he goes for the switch. I mean, for after a draw, I mean, it's not the best time you want a switch, but of course, it's kind of a thing where you have a path, and here comes there's our first ditto.
There it is. First
Yeah,
one
I
of the
mean,
game.
this is a scenario where Mark is just fully committing to his plan, really trying to see if he can get it done here. I mean, he's still behind in cards. It's really going to come down to, yeah, here comes a potential run. Think this is either just a switch or a shocking run to the finish.
Yeah, nope.
Okay, yeah, just a switch into green. So, and yeah, with the 0, that's definitely a sign that he may not. He's going to wants the color to stay, and he's going to have to run with that. Can Mark get something going here with 3 cards remaining? Yeah, I think this could be it. A plan A. I believe. I don't think. Oh well. I guess after besides the first draw.
Just ends it with a +4, 259. Yeah, real quick one there, but
Besides the first draw, that was plan A. That's crazy.
Yeah, I mean, we'll go to Mark first. Any thoughts on that one? I mean, again, that's the second game in a row where you had nothing on the initial card, but I mean, just when you were able to get that switch, it was just off to the races with you, just kind of be able to run that down. Any comments on that?
I just kind of got every power card. I was just able to carry me to the end.
Yeah, and again, I mean, with that ending also, that was the first +4 of the game, but I mean, ultimately it didn't really matter since it had the 3 card run to the end with the +2s. But for England, I don't really know. Not much you could have really done there. But uh, any comments on the home field split? Go into your first away stand here, but anything you took from those first 2 games, you could go with going into the rest of the series. Yeah, okay, we'll see what England has to say here, but yeah, ultimately that one was mostly Plan A. No comment. Yeah, I mean
Okay.
that's fair. That's kind of not really much you could say on that one, but uh, I think we'll just jump into game 3 here. Mark will have the call. Just can't pick 10. I will be curious to see where Mark goes with England's kind of gone for mostly mid tier, but we'll see what Mark does.
Yeah, I
7.
think.
Oop, say that again.
Sorry.
7.
7. All right, just gonna go OG.
Yeah, that's what I thought he said, but I kind of interrupted. But um, yeah, Mark's definitely the type to go low most of the time, and it's interesting because I feel like a lot of the games where he does go low, it's not like he gets like a monster hand. It's just kind of like he's able to run with whatever he's got, and um, of course, I feel like England also kind of used to this low starts, but I think he's more of a mid pack person anyway. It's definitely going to be interesting to see uh, how these favorite card starts play into this.
I mean,
We see an early
immediate
switch.
switch. Mark able to finally play on that initial color also, but I'm wondering if
Yeah.
now, I'm wondering if now
Oh,
the away side is the one that just can't play on the initial color, but crossover to yellow.
that's an interesting play with only 7 cards to work with, and both down to 5. Okay, so we'll see if either of them have the hands to have a plan A strat, because obviously, if you have just numbers, I mean, it's hard to really not. Oh my goodness, we're already in Pandora's.
All right,
Actually, okay.
nothing on the
So,
red.
all right. Well, nothing there, and we'll see what happens now.
Yeah, he leaves the skip open though. England's not going to
Okay.
jump on it. I don't think he really needs to. Um,
Does he get the 3? He
does
does?
get the L3. I mean, Mark's playing a lot of light switching here, so
Yeah, he's trying to do something. I mean, he probably doesn't have much to work with. He's just trying to find a color that England runs out of, and maybe he can force a draw city. But I mean, it's really hard to tell. I mean, England likely he might have had something saved.
I mean, ultimately, the thing is that the skip into draw gave England the possession arrow now, so
Oh
blue
man,
wild
that's
here.
okay. Well, we'll see if Mark has any blues to counter this or something saved. No, okay. Well, so he probably has not doesn't have much right now. He's just gotta hope this is for Uno and not get and this isn't game yet.
Blue +2.
Okay.
Uh, is this it? And doesn't
Oh
get the call out
no.
again.
Yeah, this is interesting. This is the second time he's messed that up.
Yeah, Mark's been has had a Hawkeye on the table here, so I mean England can't. I mean this is not really the mistakes England wants to be making in this point of the bracket. So
Yeah.
I'm wondering if he didn't have the finish there. Um,
Yeah, it is something to think of. What?
that is a choice and a half.
So
Um,
hold on.
I mean, okay, I guess to avoid the +2 stack. So wait, what was I saying? Uh, like yeah, I think there's a possibility that he did that because he didn't have any other blues
Well,
and was like, you know what, let me play with the call out here. I don't know,
we're right back
but
to where
like
we started.
this is interesting. I don't know what's happening here, but he actually has more blues. So I he, I don't know what's going on.
I'm not really sure either. But England down to 2. Now he draws. So
Yeah,
now I'm not really
I
sure
mean,
why England went with the wild blue
wild
instead of the
blue.
4.
Yeah. Ended up he could have just played the blue 4 and now his wild he doesn't have any more wilds to play, clearly. So you just gotta hope for maybe top deck or something.
Yeah, I don't know. That one's a bit of a head scratcher, but I mean, we'll see how this
Yeah,
goes. This is likely to draw City.
we'll see how he recovers from this. Because I mean, he was able to in game 1 after getting called out. I mean, I feel like he definitely. Okay, here's what I think happened. I think he played the wild blue because he thought the game was over, and he didn't realize that he got called out.
I mean,
So maybe his
that
last
could have
card
been what
was a
happened.
wild. Maybe his last card was a wild, and he just used it, and then it was like, oh shoot. But okay, well here comes the yeah he's getting some of these top decks. We'll see if this yellow leads to anything. Oh my goodness, number efficiency. I mean, Mark just playing the wrong numbers. I mean, it's not like he can do much about it. All right, we'll see. Does England need green for check here? No. Okay. So it's just trying to play with the numbers. Fortunately, he can only switch so many times before he has to draw. And now it's back to 3-3. We've seen this before in this game like twice.
Now back to
Mark actually gets to switch into
blue. I
blue.
actually think this is a bit of a what's it called? I think he's using this to switch over to a different color.
So yeah, I mean
It's a
either
stepping
it's
stone
a
to something else.
yeah, it could also be a very smart fade because we saw they were drawing on blues, but he maybe he opted to save that 8 for yeah, he definitely could be trying to play another 8 to get to Uno, or just trying to definitely trying to force a draw here at the very least.
Yeah, I think no
Oh no!
plus 4 response out of England. I don't think that's what Mark was hoping for at all.
That must have been off the draw. I mean, there's not much you can do about that.
Now with 3 cards left, England looking to keep things rolling here. Red reverse.
Oh my goodness, this is probably Uno at the very least. Okay, yeah.
That gets the call there. Now what does Mark do?
Yeah, I mean,
Red
he gets the red
skip.
skip.
Okay, only a
He
double.
can't switch. He can't switch, so this could be it.
Does England have the game here?
Not
No, no
though.
game there. That was ends up being a more defensive plus 4.
Okay. All right. Well, we got to draw City. I think if you're Mark, you just gotta. At some point, you gotta think like, okay, at some point these top decks gotta stop. I gotta force this draw City. Oh, but he gets red 7 or not? No, he does. Okay.
Bot's just lagging a bit.
Mark, if he does switch, it would be risky, but
It's
I
a
mean, he's gonna go
switch.
for it.
He feels he has something though, with the switch potentially.
For sure, he definitely could.
I would not be
That's
surprised if England gets to Uno though.
Yeah, that would be what we'd expect here.
Skip that might have
Oh
just
my
cost Mark the game.
god. Yeah, we'll see. Did he have?
He did.
He
Yeah, the
yeah,
yellow switch cost Mark there. 8:21, and England up 2-1. That's the second game where he had a missed call out and escapes with it. So, yeah, fatal switch there from Mark for England. I mean, the biggest takeaway is that you were able to get away with the Una call, the missed call. But I do want to ask: was the Yoshi thought this was the wild blue the last card initially before that call out happened, or was there a different motive for playing that? Because we thought that was a little bit of an interesting move too, especially after the call out. But any comments on that specifically? Okay, I don't see England typing, so I mean we'll go to Mark. I mean Mark, I mean ultimately the yellow switch ended up costing you there, but any thoughts on the choice to go for the yellow switch there and instead of rolling through with the red? But anything else you maybe could have done instead?
I could have kept drawing with red. I'm not sure what the best move like statistically, but I went with the swap and it didn't work out.
All right. I mean, yeah, sometimes that switch doesn't work out. And we saw that there. So, I saw England typing before, but okay, there he is. There's stepping again, but we'll see what he has to say on that one. But he goes up 2-1 here, taking the odd number game so far. If Mark takes this next one, then it's odd even. That's something we're gonna have to
yeah.
watch
Taking
out.
a gamble, not always the worst thing, but I mean, yeah, it sucks when it ends up costing you the game. I mean, England just getting the right colors, and I mean, Mark just trying to get down on his end with the cards, but yeah, I mean, we'll see. We'll see how we can adapt to this in game 4. I feel like it was not a great switch, but also like there's no way of knowing what. Oh,
And what was the wild blue the last card you had before the call out? Because that's what you played after the call out. And we were a bit curious on why you went for that. Yeah. Okay. So
yeah, that makes sense.
I think Yoshi's theory might have been true on that, but again, England was able to escape on that one, but ultimately, still up 2-1 here. And again, I don't know if we're gonna see power play for a bit, but we shall see.
Yeah.
It will be game 4. 7 card didn't work out for Mark. We'll see if he decides to go back to 7 cards or maybe look somewhere else here. But we'll have the game 4 call still.
I'll go with 9.
All right.
Okay.
And we're sticking around the same range here. 7, 8, 9, 10 have all been played. So
All right.
blue 7 is the start.
We. Okay. Yeah, we get we get the blue 7. And now we see Mark trying to go 2-2 and drawing in the first. Yeah, okay, there we go. So so out of the 4 games, he's only drawn in 2 of them in the first turn, which is definitely good. But England early switch. Might be something to keep in mind if you're Mark. Like, okay, why would he switch that early? Maybe he either has no blue or he's trying to fade it to the end. Oh, okay. We're seeing a lot of switches, and they're both kind of trying to run this down and go aggressive. They're going aggressive on the switches and the ammo. But we'll see if England can run on this yellow. He does on the yellow 1. Mark gets the switch into blue. Another switch. This is going to test if England had any blue. He did not. So that was a truthful switch. And here comes Mark. Blue 3. He
England gets
gets
the
back to
switch
yellow.
Uno.
This might be a draw because I think. Oh, but he had a wild. He's able to save it. Does England have anything? No. This could be it. It's either Uno or it's either check or checkmate.
Yeah, I mean,
Oh
and
no,
that's gonna
it's okay.
be
+4.
wow. I mean that homestand played the exact same way it did last time, where we had a bit of a long game first game, and then the second game ended up being Plan A. So we're at 2-2 now, and it's gonna be Mark's another game win for Mark with another Plan A here. But again, I don't really have much to say on that. I mean, I said it before; those homestands play the exact same way, so it's kind of bizarre how that works out. Yeah, I mean, I don't really have much for Mark or England there. I mean, just kind of ran through the motions and got it there. But I guess for Mark, question is, it's been a similar series throughout. It's been a similar series so far with how this has gone. But any comments on how you think things could maybe get changed going into this next homestand, or if it runs the same way throughout, which would technically, if that's the case, would put you at a disadvantage. But any comments on that?
I think I just gotta pay more attention to his code and make sure I don't do any more bad swaps.
Okay.
Yeah, fair enough.
Yeah. And then for England, I'm assuming doesn't really have any comments on that because I don't really know what else he do. There.
I'm gonna be honest. I don't think England had anything. I feel like he just had to let it go. Um, I beat. I don't think he has anything to say.
Yeah. I think with that we'll jump to game 5 here, which homestand goes back to England.
Yep.
Yeah, just can't pick 7. We've been staying in this mid tier so far. We'll see if we stay there for now, but going to be interesting to see where England elects to go. All right, gonna go for an early full send
Wow.
here in game 5.
Okay.
Mark is very pleased with that. We open with a green +2 here,
Well,
so
it's a little bit late, but I'll post it. Okay, so an early +2. I mean, you see that and you think, what if I did just throw down another +2? I mean, not many people do that, but it could be a way to just set them back, and sometimes it works.
I mean, it very much depends also because you're running a huge risk if you do that. But we'll see what England does. I mean, he might start with a run. He is gonna actually go
Oh
for
my
it.
goodness.
England's actually gonna go for the +4 there.
Saw the
Mark-
opportunity, didn't want to pass up on it.
So Mark,
And now he's gonna have to really okay, well, just to switch into blue.
yeah, so Mark already up to 19 here. England down to 13. Early start there for England. We'll see what Mark does in response.
Yeah, I'm curious to see how he plays with that, how he plays now that that has happened to him. It could definitely change the way he plays, but he's just gonna play it cool, which honestly is the best option here. Just trying to see what England is planning here. So yeah, I mean, it gets pretty intense when you see these high card starts and them definitely trying to figure out what the best possible move is. And we're just gonna run on the blues. I think we're gonna be here for a while, seeing these numbers being played, and then at some point we'll see some ammo, but it probably won't be for a while. Okay, so that's 2 blue 9s from England. We'll see what. Yeah, Mark's just gonna play another blue. Maybe trying to read a draw. England might. I could see England switching here. Yeah, he might do it on the reverses. Oh wow, he has both of them, and now he is down to 9 already. Okay.
Yeah, England going on a bit of a run here. Red reverse.
Yeah, here
Keeps it
comes the
going.
switch that I was anticipating.
Does he extend it or does he just close it out here with 4? Okay, playing a little slower here. Just kind of, I wouldn't say necessarily pace management, but just kind of just taking his time here.
Yeah, we've seen him mess up Uno calls before, and I think he wants to avoid making misplays like that. And yeah, here he does a quad. Mark's just gonna play cool again. I think it's tough to figure out at what point do you think, okay, he's too low on cards, I need to throw something out. And I feel like when you're down like 9 cards, you're definitely in a tough spot where you kind of have to just. The best thing you can get is really them just drawing, because now you can save your ammo. But right now, England's not giving that to him. He's down to 5. Mark's just trying his best to keep it cool on this red. But, I mean, at some point, England's going to get to the end. I feel like with 15 cards. Oh, he gets the switch as well. I mean, now you have to be worried you have to be worried now because that switch could make the difference for England's hand.
Yeah, I mean, England is just kind of running this down right now and able to get these switches when he needs them. But again, with 12 cards, you would think Mark maybe has something here. So maybe just restraining himself from pulling the trigger on this. But
Oops, that's
England
the wrong
keeps
one.
going down. There's the ditto.
All right. Well, I don't know what's gonna happen here. Okay, Mark
Here comes
might
some
be
of his
finally
ammo.
throwing something out. Okay.
Not doing a whole lot yet. It's really just waiting for that +2 or even a +4. But does get a
Ooh, okay,
switch here.
switching.
Does a little
I
something. There's the
see.
+2.
He was waiting for it. Huge run.
Yeah, here's that ammo here. Now he's just going for it. And I mean,
Oh no,
+6
no, no,
into
no,
a
no, no. There's
+4.
no way. Wait a minute. Wait a minute.
Mark down the 6.
Why would you? Wow. Okay, never mind. You throw a +4 down like that, and you would think that he may have a run to the finish, but no. Okay, he was just he just wanted to give him a lot of cards. I feel like if England understands the game plan here, I feel like he can sense that he probably only has green left, or at least most of his cards are green at this point. So he can definitely easily clap back and just switch the color. But he can't he's gonna play it cool right now.
Green 5, green 3. I think for England now he's kind of in the spot Mark was just a second ago. He's really got to figure out what if he has that ammo when he wants to use it or not, because I think the timing of this could end up determining the game.
Yeah, okay. So here's the first test for Mark here. He doesn't have it. So I mean, you go for a big play like that, it's definitely in a way it is risky, but I can understand just trying something because you know that England's almost at the end. And okay, he plays the blue 8. This is but he gets the green 8. So we'll see. Can England find another 8 to play, or is he just gonna have to run the green down?
Finds the
Yeah,
red
he gets
8
the
with a
undercut.
crossover. And Mark
It's
has
another
nothing
draw.
on red either.
Yeah, he was. I mean, the patience is definitely working for England here. He's
And
not
double
even.
red 8, self ditto.
Yeah, nice. Wow.
Ooh, and
Okay.
Mark finds the blue 8 now, but this might end up just
I
being an
mean,
ice.
it actually does force a draw in England. So, yeah, good stuff there. Yeah, I mean, Mark's plan, I mean, definitely really had to play with the minefield on the numbers, and that's really he had to bank on no switching, and he didn't get that. So now he had to find something to really stall England. He gets it miraculously. I mean, it was hard to tell if what colors he didn't have at that point. So he really just had to gamble. So he gets the draw on blue. We'll see what happens here. I feel like this is definitely one of the longer games, especially where we're getting close to half the cards remaining of the total in the deck. So definitely getting closer to an endurance battle.
Yeah, I mean, we just passed 8 minutes here, so again, this is kind of following the trend a little bit of the longer first game of the homestand. So this one looking
Yeah,
to bypass the other two, though.
yeah. The thing is with these endurance battles, I mean, England's been able to win off of the longer games. So Mark really got to figure out how can I turn the tides here? I got to figure out how to win on these long games, because if I can't, I'm entirely relying on a plan A strat to win, and that's not the best, and that's not going to win you enough. That's probably not going to win you enough games to win the series. So you really have to understand what it's like to be an endurance battle, and I think he's been in some before. But against England, it's definitely a different ball game because England is definitely very, very used to long games. But we're gonna play on the red, and wow, okay, +2 from England here. We're starting to use up a lot of these +2s. Is he gonna stack it again? Only down to 3+2s. Okay, no, just a double play.
Yeah, I mean, that's going to close things up here.
Oh, oh,
But
he did.
immediate
He's
switch to
like,
blue.
wow. He was like, "Oh, you're gonna +2 me. Let me get some revenge." But England was prepared and gets the yellow undercut.
It's another crossover here, but Mark's going to run it this time.
Okay, yellow 5. I mean, markdown. I mean, they're both pretty close at this point, or at least close in enough where the gap isn't that big. So it could definitely go either way depending on what their hands are. England really gonna try and figure out what are the best colors, what are the best cards to play, because you know there's both +2s on the yellow are still on the table, so it's very possible that one of them has one. Um, England might think about using it if he wants to, but okay, yeah, I mean, as expected, he plays another yellow. Here's a yellow 0, which could be an interesting indicator. No other zeros have been played, so England might have a 0. If he wants to try and switch it, he could definitely do that here. If he doesn't, he's going to play another yellow. It's just a run on the yellows. Mark ends up drawing, so England with the patience on yellow, gonna pay off. Can England switch the color, or is he? He's gonna keep going on this yellow. But Mark finally gets the green. I mean, as said before, he wanted this way back in this game where he had this plan. He's this big run to finish on green. England content with green, which might actually be a bad sign because, oh wait a minute, never mind, he might
Reverse
have
green
it.
skip. This could be the game right here. No, it's
Ooh,
just
it's
going to be
not.
oil.
He's gonna put the pressure on England here. Let's see if England can fight back.
What does
No,
England
only
have with,
one.
what does England have with these 5 cards here?
Yeah, we have. I mean, I think a +4 might be coming here if he has one, because we've only seen one +4 and no wilds, but he doesn't have it.
No
This could
plus
be game. I
4.
think this could be a wild finish here.
No,
Or
it's
no, he
just
actually doesn't have it.
no
Wow.
finish. So Mark
So
one short.
this could easily come on the top deck, or England might just also want green for the finish. He's getting closer. Mark looking for that top deck. There's a lot of cards that are still available that can top deck into the finish. We got 3+4s and 4 wilds.
I mean, if England had that +4 but held it, thinking he could hold it on the green, that'd be
Oh,
crazy. But
wow.
wild blue or not wild blue, blue switch here for Mark.
That's
It's a 1 in
interesting.
3 chance here because the last card's blue, yellow, or red.
No, he doesn't have it.
No blue. It's not
Okay,
gonna be
okay.
blue.
I
So
was gonna say
that last card's yellow or red. But
I
I
didn't
would lean
think he had
red.
things
It
there.
could still be yellow, but again, don't really know.
Mhm. So yeah, I didn't. I would have been surprised if his last card was blue there. I think he was just trying to play with the numbers, maybe thinking that just seeing if something would work out in his favor, but unfortunately did not. Now we're just gonna have to see who's gonna get these wilds. The bot's really trying to drag on and save these wilds till the end, trying to see how they can handle a battle between when you don't have wilds or +4s. At some point they're gonna get it though. That's the thing.
And another draw city here on this blue here, and suddenly we go back up again, and we're at 13:30 here again, longest game of the series so far. England taking a second. May have something. No, just gonna keep
Oh.
drawing.
Yeah, big draw city at this point, and we'll see how how their hands are being built at this point. Um, I mean, if you get to a point where you kind of if you don't have a wild at this point, you have to think that they might have a lot of them, which is not a good thing to think about. But you have to understand the situation at hand, and I feel like it's very possible that England could have something saved here, or they're just getting something off the draw right now. But I mean, yeah, we see most +2s are gone. A lot of well, here's our first wild.
Yeah,
Yeah, Mark able to play that.
yeah, gonna break free things here. Goes to the yellow, which I mean, I think we were thinking maybe had something here, but I'm really curious to see if we get that to the red at some point.
Yeah, we'll see. So what I'm thinking here, I think England definitely has a lot of yellows. I don't know if it's for the finish, if it's going to lead to a finish though. We see yellow +2s for that's for sure. But okay, yellow
Yellow
skip. I
skip.
was gonna talk about the skips and reverses. This could be a switch into red, maybe. I mean, I'd be surprised if this is for the finish. Maybe unless he got like insane
Switching
draw
to
cities.
green.
Okay. So does he just want the green here? Or is he gonna keep going? I mean, no, okay, yeah. So that makes sense because we know Mark liked green earlier. I mean, obviously he was drawing on it earlier, so this is interesting. And you get the lead now with that triple. I think I see England's move. This could be a situation where England got the right things, the right cards to save. Yeah, he's down to 2.
Mark
I feel
Mark's
like
down to
he
3
might have.
though.
It is true. We'll see. Did Mark get anything off the draw? This is where we're gonna see it.
+4,
Plus
there it
four.
is. That's why I was saying, like, you gotta consider the fact Mark is still low, and now he has just put himself in the check position with the red 5.
See, a part of me thinks that that was defensive because England could have also had a +4 finish as well. So we'll see if what England's gonna do here. He could just +4 back. He could just test the red. It's a tough call, right? He could have a wild and just switch into green.
There it is, the
Oh, there's the
+4.
+4. Yeah.
Yeah, that's
I
gonna end up.
think
I mean, you
he
were
needed
probably
to do
right.
that.
You were probably right, Yoshi, on that one with England having the +4. But we keep going here.
Okay, so things. Yeah, this is interesting. Just like that. Oh wow, and nothing for Mark. So only one +4 left now after all that, and yeah, and here comes England with getting some really good draws, forcing Mark to draw twice with that double green 6. Can he keep running the green now? I
That
mean,
self
Mark's got to hope that he draws.
that self ditto is big here because either if he runs the green or able to get a switch off the 6 somewhere, he's in a really good spot now.
Okay. Oh,
Wild red. There it
here
is.
comes all the. Yeah, I don't know. I feel like Mark knows that it's probably game. We'll see.
Yeah, I mean
Just
ultimately.
getting a little bit more wilds to work with, and looks like it's gonna work out. It's not game though. Can Mark switch the color? He
He does
does.
find the switch here.
We'll see. Is this gonna force the draw, or has he actually had it?
No, that's the
No.
second time yellow has been a fatal switch for Mark. And once again, England has won the longer endurance-based game, this time with this one being 18 minutes and 5 seconds. So wow, that's the second time England has benefited off a switch to yellow, and again the trend is continuing so far. So, I mean for England, able to run that to the end and you were able to successfully get that. I mean, really, it's a desperation switch because most people would think you run red to the end there. But any comments on that long game? Able to win, yeah, another one that's gone a decently long time, but you're up 3-2 here in a good spot right now. But taking game 6 would be huge. Any comments on that one? And then a single types Mark. Unfortunately, again, the second time you got bit by a yellow switch here this series. We got heading to game 6 though. The trend has been continuing so far, where the odd numbers are a long game that England seems to win, but the even seems to be quick ones that you're able to close out. So, any comments on game 6 here and looking to keep the trend going?
Just an unfortunate switch. I wish I would have used my power play, but is what it is.
All right. GG just took a long game. Just need to keep fighting. I do have to ask also, Mark, when you say that, would that be potentially when you had 3 cards, then did the +4 red? Did you potentially have a finish there?
Yeah, I had a second red there. I should have used it, but
All right.
Mm,
So
yeah.
could have had the finish there, but ultimately the +4 in return cost Mark there. But head over to game 6. It's still England's call. One on the full send, so can't pick that.
Right.
Maybe we'll look to stay on the higher end of things, but we'll see.
Yeah, I'm curious to see how this goes, right? And we've seen a trend of the back and forth. If England breaks it here, he'd be one away from the series win, and that'll definitely be a huge thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, you may as well go high at this point because we see Mark struggling on these longer games, and he had a win on power play, and you know, you never know if he did win that, if that would have made a huge difference, but we're gonna find out for the rest of the series because he now has it saved. I think, I wouldn't put it past him if he used it to win this game because you don't want to be down 4-2. Um, we'll see, but we'll see though. This is definitely a pivotal game for both players. Oh my goodness.
Philly +2 from England here.
I mean, it worked last time.
I mean, if this switches, if this turns into a +6, that'd be a really early move for England to make.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know if I don't know if I'd do that. Maybe he's just trying to play a double play. He actually might. Oh
Oh
my
man, he
God.
is. Wow. Okay, so Mark back up to 19.
No, man.
Similar to last game, except one turn later this time.
I don't even. Well, I mean, and now England has less now England has less cards than the last time they did this, where now it's 19-10. I don't know what you do here. I mean, switching out of red to do that is definitely an interesting play.
Green 5.
because I feel like once Mark finds the red switch, it could just be a bad scenario for England. But adaptation is a good. It is possible where England could adapt and maybe has some fade looks. But as of right now, Mark just gotta play this out because if he's still at 10, it's really gonna come down to being very careful on how you play this. And yeah, Mark's gonna try and tread carefully on just on that +6 play, just trying to keep everything left in the tank, waiting for the right moment to use it. Okay. Well, here's where I said, okay, he used the +6 to switch out of red. He might have. I think England could have adapted and might have some reds saved in the back end. He actually had another green 8. Wow. And
Ooh, that's a quick mistake from Mark there. Not what he
okay.
again. That's not what he needs.
Well, I mean, if England ran out of greens here, then there's not much
Okay,
he can do about it.
he is escaping with this one.
Yeah, I was gonna say he can't do. I was gonna say like he could have easily ran out of greens and just like, well, I'm gonna have to let this happen. We'll see. Is this what he wanted? Did he want red?
I mean, helps free him up here, but I mean, England tried to go a little bit aggressive with the crossover
Oh
there,
my God.
but
He might switch out. No, he actually has a red skiff. Okay. Mark gets an opportunity to catch up here. Now it's on the number minefield at this point. If England gets that number, he's going to switch. Yeah, I think he's got it. All right, well actually England types pretty slow, so it could be another draw, but we're gonna find out.
yeah, I mean, Mark is with that draw is in the driver's seat here, and it looks to stay in that spot. But we'll see what England responds with. Could get the switch out with the 2, but also could just be doing another draw here. Or maybe got something good off the draw to kickstart a run of his own.
Yeah, he's taking his time. I think he. Wow.
Blue.
So he does have a wild. What does Mark do now? Does he go aggressive and switch back to red, or does he play it cool on the blue? I feel like he tends to play it cool, but maybe okay, yeah, he plays it cool. So, it's possible that he also ran out of reds. So I feel like he's definitely trying to play. He's trying to figure out, okay, now I got some blues to play, but I know at some point I got to do something about this wild blue. So we'll see. As England gets down to 6, yeah, I mean, okay.
I think a thing
Mark might be.
also with this is we're past 5 minutes here, so the trend is slightly breaking right now. But Mark looking to still get this game win with the even, but he is behind right now, 4-10 England
Right.
favor.
Yeah, this is like we said, this is like the last game where he got +2'd early and he's behind on cards. He now is back in the position where, okay, when do I throw this ammo out? Because he hasn't used it. He hasn't used any ammo yet. He's definitely has some, or maybe he has nothing. But it comes to a point where you have to think about how does Mark use it this time? Because last time it didn't work. We got a +4, so we'll see how far this goes. He's going to go back into blue.
I was about to say, that looked maybe a potential mistake, but the bot was just lagging a bit. But
Yeah, I
+4 in the
figured.
green and then ends with a blue. So
I guess he just he wants blue, but he wanted to give England extra cards just in case he had a finish. So England's going to keep running this blue. You would think that Mark continues to blue at this point with that play. But we'll see. Maybe there's another reason behind it.
wild to yellow, so only hit that one blue, but like, this could be a fade look. I'm not really sure, but Again,
Interesting.
Mark's kind of been doing some is now kind of doing some stuff similar to what he did in his last match, where he's playing a little tricky now on the colors.
Yeah, I mean, yellow. This is our first time we're seeing yellow, in fact, and now Mark once again is fighting the minefield on the switch because England now knows that. I mean, you play a wild when after using a +4, he's definitely looking for a finish. Okay, he's gonna play yellow 2 once that all pans out. I mean, yeah, Mark just trying to set England back enough so that he can safely switch into this yellow. I mean, these play styles are definitely solid and like methodical, but it definitely there's definitely risk behind it. Yellow 5 now. We'll see. Does England go for a switch, or is he going to try and play this yellow? I think they both need yellow. He's just trying to hope that Mark doesn't get the finish. He is down to 2 now. Who knows? England could steal the win. It's very possible if he has stuff saved. And well, I mean, he has more yellows, but can Mark finish it? He's down to 2. Yeah, +4.
+4
There it
is
is.
gonna do it. So it's 3-3, a slight trend breaker with this one going 8-0,
Oh.
8-09, 8-10, or some of the nature of
Oh my
wild
God.
end. Yeah, 8-10. But yeah, I mean that technically is still the third shortest game. So I mean, still sort of keep the trend, but that was definitely a longer one. But yeah, we are tied 3-3 here. Going into what is going to be a very critical game 7, but I mean for Mark, that one definitely a bit of a longer game for you in terms of the trend, but still able to navigate your way to the end. What were your feelings at that one? Because there was times where it felt like England was in a position to very much go up 4-2 and be in the driver's seat for the rest of the series.
I was pretty comfortable. I had 2 +4s and 2 wilds from the beginning, so I had the cards on my side, so I just had to take it to the end.
Yeah, and then we'll go to England here. I mean, this is a critical game 7 here. We've seen this trend go so far. What do you do, either mentally or just on the table, to make sure that trend at least continues for game 7, so you put yourself in a 4-3 spot? Not to mention, if the trend does continue, we very much could see like a 20-minute game. So we could be in for a long game 7, but we'll see.
Yeah, it's been like, I mean, it's been back and forth at the end of the day. That's all I can really say. Mark knows that we have to keep this. If he can't keep this trend on going till the end, because he'll end up losing at that point. He does get these next 2 card calls, which could make the difference. We'll see how it goes, though.
But yeah, it's gonna go to game 7 here. Will be Mark's call, but we'll see what he ends up deciding to go with here.
Let's go with 15.
Go back to 15. Okay.
Dang. All right.
So another full send. So this is going to be the first time we go back to a card start we were on before. I think the interesting thing is, though, that Mark lost on 15 in game 5. So
yeah.
maybe he saw something we haven't.
Once the run back on the full send, knowing, I guess, considering he had good cards on the 14, maybe he's thinking, okay, let me try going back to 15. If I can win off this, then I'll be in a very good spot. I mean, I see it, but again, like running back a card start you lost on is always a risk, and I feel like a lot of the times it doesn't pay off. We'll see if Mark can get it done, though.
Yeah, I mean, it's definitely a bold risk here to go for, and it's definitely, if we're talking about breaking the trend here, doing something like this definitely could be part of breaking that trend. So
Yeah,
maybe that's part of the philosophy behind this.
So interesting how Mark starts off with the switch, and of course we're gonna play cool on these numbers here. Another red 2. Okay, here comes Mark with a double. Getting a lead going, and usually he doesn't get a lead like this in a high card start.
Yeah, England typing a bit, so we'll see if he responds back with something.
Red 6, trying to play patient.
Okay, this is the last regional final here, so only one spot left in the final four. Winner goes on to face Bree, who has been closely watching this match throughout its entirety. So, counting up
And
on the
we're
red
just
though, 5, 6, 7, 8. We've gone
yeah.
through,
I was gonna say
and Mark
Mark
is not
does
able to keep it going.
find. Ooh. Okay, so yeah, Mark gonna run out, and not having the switch. Does England have the switch now? Yeah, he does. Okay, so it's an early situation where you run out of a color after playing it for a while, and we'll see. I mean, both players might have ran out of it at the same time, so it's an interesting thing to keep in mind here. Mark gonna play it cool. England with possession arrow now on the cards.
Not necessarily a great spot for Mark though, because he lost possession arrow with that. So England looking to just
Yeah,
keep things rolling here, but we haven't really seen much ammo thus far. So that's something I consider as well. Because besides that red versus Mark play, it's just kind of been numbers.
yeah, the green 4. We'll see how Mark gets this done. Yep, just gonna. I mean, it's what they've been doing all series. They tend to save their ammo more often than not. England sometimes going for an early +6 or something like that, but generally they definitely have similar play styles in the sense of I want to save my ammo to the finish. But
Okay. There was a 7 in the middle, but now we're kind of counting again with the 4, 5, 6, 7. Not quite in the same order though.
yeah, it's funny. Yeah, I mean they've both been able to get down to 8 with not much ammo, and I think you got to start expecting it. I think. Oh, we get a ditto on the
Ditto.
6 here.
And a
Oh,
+2 to
yep,
respond
here
with.
it is.
Big
Here
okay,
it
big run.
is.
Here comes Mark. +6 throws England back to 13. Oh my lordy
Oh
lord.
no.
That is a +12. That is a bold call from Mark here. Throws England all the way back to
Oh
19 as Mark goes down
my
to
God.
4.
Oh my God. Okay.
And now England
This
in
is
the 19 card spot for the first time this series. Mark's been there
yeah.
twice.
You know, I don't know what to think about this. Like, what is England gonna do here? He's actually gonna play it cool. Wow.
Blue
So
6.
I I see it, but I think he knows that he needs to switch the color.
Like as a bare minimum here. I think he has ammo. It's just really going to be how patient is he going to be with it.
Yeah. We'll see. Sometimes you get +6, even +12, and you get absolutely nothing. Um, we'll see, but England's gonna let this run.
+4, and it
This is game, isn't
might have
it?
held it too long.
This is game, isn't it? It's gotta be.
A double
Oh
+4.
no!
So
Maybe he didn't have anything.
in the yellow 6, and Mark has broken the trend here. Now he is up 4-3, 1 away from the series victory.
Double
Um,
+4.
wow. So Mark able to get game 7 here and goes up with the double +4 there. I'm looking at the stats now. It's 8-4 on the +2s, 8-2 on the +4s. So Mark has
Oh my
quietly
God!
been building up those +4s. But I think the thing also is that that's 3 of those at least have been just on the ending sequence. So
Right.
hasn't really affected much in terms of the middle play, but just kind of closing the games out. But I mean for Mark, I mean, you went for the +12 there, which I think was definitely a risky call. What was your thought process on that in terms of being able to have the confidence that you could get towards the end there, especially with that risky call?
So my thought was that since I have two of the +4s already, it's less likely he'll draw them, and since I have two +4s, I should be able to bring it out in the end, even if he uh manages to find something.
And again, one more thing on you, because you chose to go to 15. You lost on 15 before. Any thoughts? Could you maybe describe the thought process on deciding to go back to 15 for this game, and why you thought it was going to be a good idea, which it ended up being?
I felt pretty comfortable last game, and I thought I would just might as well finish the trend.
All right. So, Mark actually ends up breaking the trend here with the Game 7 win. I mean, for England, not what you wanted here in this Game 7. You had that plus 12. Did you have anything on that, or was it just a matter of being a little bit too patient or just not having any ammo? I mean, I think we're really going to be curious on that one because of how that ended up playing out.
Yeah, I mean, the interesting thing is Mark kind of wishing he used power play in game 5, I think.
Yeah, I
Uh
think it would have been Game 5, yeah.
he ends up being in a really good spot now with power play being one game away from winning. He
Nothing,
had
only
two
2 wilds.
oh
Wow. Okay.
yeah, I mean that's still yeah, at that point it would have only okay, so the only thing that could have stopped because okay, let me see what happened here. So he was at blue 6 blue. Yeah, he had 4 cards left, 2 of them being +4s. Even with the wild, yeah, even with a wild, he would have just +4'd. And then yeah, okay. I mean, yeah, that's fair then.
I mean, at the most, he could have maybe got something from that +4, but still, that looks like a rough
Yeah.
spot for England. Unfortunately, really could not do much there. But 4-3 now. Mark is now one away from making it to the final four here. England's going to have to find an extra gear here in these final 2 games, but we'll see what happens. Mark still has the card count, though. Um,
Mm-hmm.
and it's going to be game 8 with Mark's call just can't pick 15.
Let's go with 5.
Oh, he's going to go
Oh
the opposite end
no.
here with 5. He's gonna run the
Oh
rule.
my
He's gonna run the
god.
roulette wheel. I think I see the idea
This
behind this.
I understand having with 5 with like a no send with power play, but I don't know.
Ditto started it off.
If you that's crazy, yeah. But if the other player gets the cards, it is not you can't power play that. Like because if it's a 5 card run to the finish, you can't power play that because it's first turn. So you definitely take a risk here.
And a
Oh
green plus
no.
2 right away from England. England not playing around.
What is this?
And a green
Okay, it's a
7.
double play. Nothing
Smarty.
too crazy, but it's definitely scary. Oh,
Green
okay,
skip
just a
drop.
green skip.
Hands to green skip, gets his trade in. We'll see what England responds with. He's at 3, looking to go down to 2. Does not have it there, so nothing
Okay.
left on the
All
game.
right, all right, all right. Early scares, but nothing really to follow up. So, okay. We'll see now. Mark understands how he needs to win this, but him being behind doesn't really help. Oh no, the skips are gonna bite him here.
I mean, England able to find that red skip off the draw. And now
Okay.
switches into red. Mark looking to do something here because England's already down to 2. And this 5
Yeah.
card start might not work out.
There's only so much you can really do. I mean, it's not worth using power play because oh my god, he
finds
had a
+4 off
+4.
the draw. Another one that's his 9th of the series. That's going to be one that affects the
Holy.
flow of the game.
Yeah, that's huge. I mean, you don't know what England had, but it's still a safe option. I mean, especially if you want to keep it red. Oh my god.
Red
And yeah, we're gonna
6.
keep the reds going here.
And now we're back at 5-5.
Red 8.
And the game is essentially
Another
just
8.
reset.
Yeah, that's true.
Red 8. England's got nothing
Nothing
on
from
red.
England. This is all in Mark's control now. Does he have Does he have it?
Switch
Oh,
the
he has to
yellow.
switch. Oh man.
Again, could this 5 card gamble end up paying off here?
Yeah, that I if he does get the win out of this, I am curious when he got that +4. If he got it right off that last draw, or if he was saving it.
Yellow
No.
reverse.
Oh,
It's
okay.
it's only Uno.
Misspaced it, but
There it
there we go.
is.
Gets the Uno regardless. We'll see. What does England do off
No
this?
power play there though, so I'm curious if he even
I
has the
oh yeah,
finish.
they're deafened. So I mean obviously the smart move here is to just draw, because if he um
Yeah, but
the
I don't know if that's what England's gonna be thinking here though.
yeah, he might just I don't even know what he does here.
I mean, could this also be like mind games also where like you think without the power play he doesn't have the ending? But then again,
That
also
would
it's
be
like
crazy.
that's also like you don't really have to do that. That's gonna
What?
be
Whoa.
I
First of
don't
all,
know if
you
he was trying
can't
to
power
power
play
play that,
there
but that's not necessarily how it works. He goes for a huge risk with a wild green.
when Mark is at Uno.
That too.
Even if
You
you
can't
could.
power play when he's at Uno, but it doesn't matter. He gets the ice there.
Wow. Insane risk, but it actually works. Well, actually, I guess they were drawing on green earlier. I mean, okay. So, okay.
Yeah, now England going here, just hoping he doesn't get bitten by a bailout, but Mark does not get it. England looking to go down to 2 now.
Okay. I mean, if England can win on this green, that would be huge. Mark looking for something. He gets to switch into
to
red. I don't
mean,
know.
Does this help England really? This is really going to be the big thing. Does this help England actually? Cross over
it was
to
number
yellow.
efficiency. Mark can't
Mark is
power
down
play
to 2.
either.
No,
Oh, he
no
doesn't have it
play
anyway.
there. Does England force a game 9?
I think
No.
he actually doesn't.
No finish
Oh
on the
my
yellow.
god. Wow.
Now England looking for the top deck.
Yeah, I mean it's a okay, no,
get
he
it.
doesn't get it. Whew. Okay, in a very intense game it was all from a 5-card start. I mean, they're both going to be low for a while. Oh my god. What if
Yellow
England with the
5.
yellow 5. Any switch is risky, especially if it's blue.
Look,
Because I don't think that's been played yet.
I think the biggest thing right now is we know England does not have a wild unless he's going for some crazy strategy, which makes no sense. But
Ooh. Wait a minute.
switch back in the green. Could England get the potentially Uno here from an earlier draw?
I feel like he.
No.
Yeah, I had a feeling he didn't have it there. I don't know if Mark has it though.
He had the,
Yeah,
he
he
had the
does,
call out
yeah.
ready, but doesn't have anything. Okay.
Okay.
I think that ends up being more of an information gathering switch there for Mark. I mean,
Oh nah. He keeps getting these though.
I mean, for England,
Mark.
for England this is good because he's keeping himself in a position to
Oh.
benefit, and +2 leaves it open. So
I don't mind it.
throws more cards, but I mean, if England gets one of those +2s, then he's getting thrown way back. And and there it is, the blue.
Oh
Add
no.
the blue +2. So gets caught on
Okay.
that. And now
Yeah,
Mark's
it
up to
going to
9.
blue. So that is not great for Mark, but at the same time, what if he got something off of that +4? Oh, oh my god. He's going back to red. Let's see. Is this a good play from Mark, or is he gonna oh, wait a minute.
Another early call out from Mark, but switch the
Yeah.
red. Does England get the Uno? Again,
Oh my god.
He has a red skip,
No.
and that might cost him. Does England have the game here? We've seen him be able to close these out for the most part, so I think this might be game 9. No, it's
Oh my
not.
god.
Does not have the finish. Has the red skip. Does not have that last card, though, to close it out. And this game will keep going.
We've seen Mark make so many costly switches. It almost happened again.
Yeah,
but he's going to get away with it.
England's just going to keep drawing now, and Mark's just going to run it down to try to get back to where he was before.
Yeah, that's all I can do. I mean, as soon as England gets a top deck,
Switch the
oh my
blue.
goodness. That might have just been wrong number. I mean, Mark's just gonna have to play on this blue. I feel like blue is definitely the color that England wants, but if I feel like there might not be much he can do unless he did get
Blue
something. Okay, no,
2.
he's gonna play blue.
I mean, this for England. This is ultimately, does he have the cards lined up here? Because if he has junk,
Oh,
that's
he
going to
actually
be a
doesn't have
huge
it.
problem. This is about to be a huge problem for England. His cards are spread out.
The top deck isn't helping him. Another blue 9 as well.
Blue
Okay,
2
well, blue
finds
2.
the top tech there, but again, England does not have any wilds. We know he does not have any wilds here, so that's going to be the biggest problem for him. Mark, we don't really know what he's got, so Mark down
Blue
to
3.
3. England looking for a switch here for Uno. It doesn't have the blue, and
Yeah,
he doesn't
I
have
mean,
anything for the 3.
a lot of threes have been played. I'm not too
And
surprised
now
on that.
Mark down to 2.
Mark's down to 2.
He has been running this blue for a while.
Yeah, I'm not too surprised. And oh, this could be it. Let's see if Mark can get it here.
And things are just slowly slipping away from England here.
Oh no,
But
he's
gets a bit of a
okay.
lifeline with that draw.
No, he can't win. Okay. It's down to the wire at this point. It feels like a game 9, but it's not a game 9. How intense this is right now.
Yeah, because I mean, if England wins this, we got one more after this. But
England looking for it. Blue reverse.
Reverse. He's gonna have to find another reverse here if he wants to get off it. He does not.
Nothing.
He needs to reverse open though.
Oh.
And nothing.
Yeah, I was gonna say that reverse, like just like how Mark left the skip open, that could have been a bad thing from England if Mark had a reverse, but he didn't, so it doesn't really matter. And plays the blue 3 again.
Mark puts it back on the 3 here.
No, I doubt that's gonna do much. How many threes are even left? There's like 3 threes left.
He finds
he
the
actually
green
had
3.
it though.
Found the green 3.
Oh my goodness, he had it.
Mark is suddenly down to 2 and now on a different color. This puts England in a very dangerous spot here. England able to play now finally, but can Mark get down to Uno?
Yeah, that's the question.
Gets
He
the
does,
Uno
but he
again.
doesn't call power play.
No power play. So again, he might not have the finish.
Yeah. What does England do?
That's
He
a
switches.
really risky switch. We've seen the yellow cost people so many for it. It costs England.
No way! A costly switch, and this time it's from England.
Sorry, I mean, God, cough is killing me, but oh man, that's the third yellow switch that cost someone, and this time it cost England the series. Mark wins it 5-3. It didn't even need the power play.
Yeah, I mean, no point he
Wow.
could have used it.
I mean, man, what a series, but it's an unfortunate. Wait, oh God, okay, Yoshi, could you take over? My throat is killing me after that call.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, what a series. I mean, it was back and forth despite the 3 wins in a row from Mark at the end. I think, obviously, Mark had no opportunity to use power play in a safe way. He just kind of had to just get to Uno and hope that England picks the wrong number or the wrong color. I mean, England, what was the thought process behind that switch? Did you think that he didn't have did you think he was ending on green and you just wanted to try the yellow? I'll ask I guess I'll ask Mark I mean, I the thought process behind the 5-card start. I mean, I'm curious what what made you want to go there, because it was a risky play to go for in general. It ended up working out though.
With going first, I like the 5-card set, and I just kind of want to risk it.
Yeah. Okay, so England thought he didn't have it, and I could have plus 2'd him. Dang. So, I mean, I think that's a hindsight of not using a plus 2. I mean, sometimes a plus 2 can give you good cards, so it's not like it was a game-changing thing. It definitely could have made things a lot closer, but I guess now with that, Mark makes it to the Final Four for the first time.
yeah, Mark able to redeem himself from Acoustic August to get the win here, and again had a real back and forth series, but Mark breaking the trend in Game 7 ended up being the big difference as after getting the Uno here, capitalizing off the yellow switch here. Yellow again costs someone the game, and this time it's ends up being the series. So yellow being that devious color throughout this match, but Mark going to be moving on to the final four for England. Not the way he wanted things to end, but I still think it was an incredible run here throughout.
Yeah.
Especially to make it to this point. But I mean, England. I know. I know I know you told us you're likely not going to be doing archery April. Just going to take a little bit of a break. But any comments on this run specifically, what you take from it, and just the feelings being able to make it to this point, and get some wins on the board to start the season. Oh, I hear England's mic. Actually, I hear England's
Oh,
like he's
I,
do
unmuted.
you?
Oh, hello.
Um, it was a great run. Um, it's definitely a improvement to build on. Uh, I just got unlucky at the end.
All right. I thank you, England, for the comments. And then for Mark, you're facing Bree in the final four. You make your first final four appearance. Any expectations going into this match on what you believe you need to do to be able to make it potentially to the finale?
Definitely excited. I think I have a real chance to make it to the finals, but I guess we'll have to see what happens.
All right, we will have to see what happens with that one, but gonna bring it over to the bracket, then get some final thoughts here from Yoshi. I mean, here you go. I mean, again, unfortunately, short not here right now, so I'm not able to give the updated one. But we have our February Flurry Final Four set. Left side, number 2 seed Luke from the Dashing region against number 7 seed Nathan from the Arctic region. And then on the right side, number 13 seeded Bree from the Bobsled region. And then number 4 seeded Mark from the Cocoa region. Closing things out in a 5-3 victory. Final Four is set. Three players who were in D2 last year, all three of which were in the LCQ, and then a rookie making up our final four for February Flurry. Best of 11, 2 power plays. This is the only time this season that's going to happen. I mean, Yoshi, what are the expectations for this final four? And I mean, we look at this field. Who really sticks out to you as someone who could be the person that ends up going all the way, or even just looks to be someone in the finals?
well, I mean, I think the obvious answer is Luke. With just the way he's been able to win all of the series, his series so far. There's the checked out Nathan, which I mean, it's been working. And that's in a way it could be Luke's toughest challenge, only because of the fact of Nathan opting to always go low, and that could definitely change the way the luck goes. Not to say that Luke got lucky to make it to do as well as he's doing, but just saying like with the luck factor becoming more of a thing with the low card starts, it could genuinely go either way, even if Luke plays really well. So we'll have to see if he can finally if he could face that. You know, he can get frustrated sometimes when luck doesn't go his way. But obviously, even with not too good of luck, I feel like Luke's been able to win some really good games. So we'll have to see how he does against Nathan, and that'll be a tough challenge for him only because of just the card starts that's going to come up. We'll see how that goes. I think Mark. I mean, I think all these players have a good chance to win it. I mean, I feel like Mark being able to have been able to improve very much since his last appearance in 2024. Bree just trying to make a name for herself for the first time. The best rookie to make it this far. So the only rookie to be in the Final Four so far in this season. So we'll see if he can bring it home for them, or if Mark's gonna gonna stop that. I mean, it'll be interesting. Luke is definitely the favorite, but I still think the other three have a really good shot as well.
Yeah, we'll see what ultimately ends up happening. Again, the Final Four is actually going to be starting tomorrow night. Nathan and Luke will be going on at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. You heard it here first, folks. So, first Final Four match will be tomorrow night. We'll see where we go from there, but ultimately we're gonna have quite a thrilling one here. There's 3 matches left to go in the February Flurry. We'll see what ends up coming out the winner. But that being said, we will be done for now. Again, thank you all so much for watching. In terms of other matches, I believe we have one more. We have no, actually no, because the D1 Final Four has already been set. So not necessarily sure when the Final Four is going to be for D1. I believe Tuesday is going to be the start of that. So no official time locked in yet, but we have our Final Four set for both divisions here. So we'll see who ends up being our Tournament 1 winners for both D1 and D2. Going to be an exciting time here, but make sure you catch it all here on the MRE Uno channel, and on behalf of everyone on the comm team and everyone who came here to watch for this match, thank you all so much for watching. Congratulations to Mark on the victory in his first ever Final Four appearance, but we will catch you tomorrow night for Luke versus Nathan to determine the first spot in the February Flurry finale. So until then, take care everyone, and we will see you then.